guys, this is Jess with Simplysophieraediy, and I'm back with another video on the channel. Today we're going to be making some pencils for teachers with teachers' names on them. So I've done a few of these. I've had a few orders for them, so I figured I would get on and show you. I have this cut to, let me see here, I think it's 16 or something. I don't have my other, so there's 12. Yeah, so it's about 16 inches long. And then down here on the end, I 45'd I had my dad cut these out for me, and he 45'd the point for me. And since the lumber was so bad, I bought these the end of last year, and the lumber was pretty bad. So I had to go in with some wood filler and fill that out and stuff. So I'm going to go in right now and sand the wood filler down where I put it in the holes and stuff. I'm going to use a 24 grit sandpaper, and I'll speed it up through this so you don't have to watch this, or so you don't have to watch this part so much. But yeah, so I'm going to do that, and when it's done, I'll come back and talk to you again and tell you the next step. So that is done, and I had pre-sanded this already with, I don't know what grit I used, but it wasn't the 24 grit, and this seems to work a lot better than any of the other. So I'm going to go ahead and get my mess cleaned up here, and I will come back and show you how I tape it off and get it painted. Okay, I got everything cleaned off, and now we are going to use whatever I did with my ruler that I measured there a second ago. We're going to use that, and we're going to measure, I always measure 2 inches down for the eraser. I think I'm going to use this side as the front because it's got a little less defects. And I think, let me get this right here because this didn't get very well. Okay, wipe that off, and I measure 2 inches down, and I mark it with a pencil. Right there is 2 inches. And then I come over here and I try to do 2 inches also. And then I take the ruler, I line it up straight, and I make those lines match. Kind of like that. And then I just kind of do it all the way around. Well, that's not exactly where I wanted it. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. And then the same here. My air conditioner is kicking on out here. It's a beautiful day today. It's like 80 degrees here in North Carolina. And it's been raining the past few, so this is a really nice day here. There's that one, and that doesn't really line up with that. Now, where did I go wrong? We'll just use these lines, and I'll redo this one. No, that matches up perfectly. I think it went wrong right here. Because that lines up. And I think what happened here was I wasn't straight with the ruler. So I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to get myself straight. Let's see. We'll just create a new line right here. Okay, we're just gonna start over. gonna try this again. Some days are better than others for me. Today apparently is not a great day to be measuring things. Anyway. Okay. Let's get that straight. I asked my husband for his square the other day and he has no idea where it's at, so I'm gonna have to get one so that I don't have to go this route and it'll be a little bit easier. My dog is going crazy. Somebody must be here. Oh, I think my daughter's home from school. It is that time. Okay, so when I do this, I'm gonna tape it. There we go, now we're right. And I'm gonna tape it and I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and I taped off this up here, which is going to be the eraser part. This will be the yellow part of the pencil with the name on it. And I taped this off down here, which will be the little sharpening points. So you put this on like this. This is a little template that I made out of cardstock. You put this on the bottom like this, and then I take a Sharpie and I trace it. Let me get it on there right here. And then I just take a Sharpie and I trace along the edges. So now what I do is, since I've got everything connected around, I take my X-Acto knife, and these aren't perfect, but they're pretty close to what I wanted. Maybe I could have moved them down just a little bit, but I can go all the way down. Like I can go a little further down. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start right here on this point, and I'm a little bit off from my line, but that's okay because it ends up working out perfectly. And then I'm going to cut this. And then I go through and I make sure that it's cut. And then I just take out this piece. And this piece right here will be it'll bleed yellow into the wood and make it look like the pencil is sharpened. And then I just keep going around like this and I cut out the top pieces here. And again, you're not exactly on your marks that you're making, but you are pretty dang close on the marks that you have made. Got a little bit of a wood right there. Almost had a splinter. And this one, your corner, your whole thing is going to be over here. So you got this one big one, and you just have to make sure that you pull it up as best you can and make sure that it's off from this side also. And there you go. And it's not exactly a great point, but they're all unique and they're all different. So I think that's what makes them pretty. So some of them, my air conditioner's kicking on. Some of them are, you know, a little bit prettier than others and that sort of thing, but for the most part, I think you know what you're doing. It's really not that difficult to do. And somebody else may even have a better method to doing this. Like I watched several videos and some of their methods were better than the one I was using. But for me, this is what worked the best. And here's where my tape met, so I've got 2 pieces I gotta cut through here. So it's giving me a little bit of a fit. There we go. So there's that, and then I've got to come over here and clean this up a bit. There we go. I still have a little bit of cleaning to do right here because it didn't cut exactly the way I wanted it to. There it goes. There we go. And I'll just clean this edge up right here where it had the 2 pieces of tape. Okay. Again, maybe not completely perfect. And as you can see, I've got the Sharpie all over my fingers too, but that's okay. That washes off pretty easily. And you just keep going. And you don't have to press super hard because this tape is not really hard to cut unless it has the 2 layers. My other dog. She barks at the slightest storm, or the slightest little thing. Somebody coming in our driveway and she's going like a bandit. She's a German Shepherd. She's the love of my life, but she is kind of antsy. She wants to make sure she alerts me to every single thing that is happening in the house as it is happening. And I guess that's a good thing. All right, that one looks pretty good. Now for our last one. I'm not sure how good that one's gonna look. A little bit right here to clean up. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Make sure that's down so in case. Okay. Alrighty. So now have got everything taped off and we're ready to paint. So I like to do this in stages. I freehand this down here with black. So let me find that paintbrush. And I'm just using apple barrel paints from Walmart. This one is acrylic quick drying. And I don't use a whole lot of it for the base there. So I'm just putting some out on a, and I didn't put my gloves on. Let me put my gloves on real quick. Because see, I've already got it on my finger. I knew that was gonna happen. Always forget the gloves. And I am a messy painter. I'm a very, very messy painter. It always comes off, but. Okay. So right now, I'm gonna get this, and I'm just gonna kind of estimate here. I think I want it around here. So I'm just gonna do that, and I'm gonna come down. And we'll continue this around and see if it looks good on all sides. If I need to move it up or down or anything like that. And again, this is freehanded and I'm not a painter. So I'm hoping that it turns out well. I hope you can see that too. You cannot very well. Here you go. I'm hoping that it turns out well, but the other ones have, so I'm not super worried about it because I think it'll be fine. And I stopped by Michael's and got these brushes. I was using dollar store brushes and it just wasn't cutting it for me. And I decided if I was gonna make these, I was gonna want some good brushes. So I stopped by Michael's and got these. And I'm gonna use this, so it's another one that I had made. So my stand doesn't get too messed up here. We're using it as a stand. I don't know what I just said. It didn't make sense in my brain. So, y'all, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please give me a like and a subscribe down below. And I try to post videos often, but I have a lot of things going on, so they're kind of sporadic and random at this point. When I have content, I will post it. But if you press that bell notification, you will get notified every time I post a video. If you haven't already subscribed, if you have, thank you so much and welcome back to the video on the channel. It's kind of like, I guess just a DIY channel. You kind of just do a bunch of different things here. And I'm going to have to go over here and extend that a little bit because I don't know if you can see it, how it is not working right there. It's not the same. So I'm going to go extend this just a little bit over here. And I didn't need to do a lot because it came up. Now I'm going to let this dry and I will probably do a second coat on it, because usually they need a second coat. And then I'm going to come back in just a second and I am going to start painting the eraser and the yellow of the pencil itself. I will be right back. Okay, so I am back. I had to go take care of my daughter. She was getting food and it went off. So we're going to paint the eraser now. And this is apple barrel paint, and it is called Pink Eraser. I thought that was pretty cool when I was looking it up. Looking for a color to use, that it was called Pink Eraser. Okay. So again, I got these brushes at Michael's. This came in a really big pack. I don't know. It was a 15 piece and they were by Craftsmart, so I guess that's just like Michael's brand. But they're really nice. I like them a lot. I've used them and it comes with all those different ones. So let's go in here with this pink. And I'm doing this kind of backwards because I'm right-handed, so I'm working out of my right hand, but I usually have this flipped. But I think you guys can see it better like this, I think. So, have y'all made these before? Let me know in the comments if you've made them, if you intend to make them. I've made, how many have I made? I've made 3 of them so far. My cousin asked me to do one for her daughter's teacher, and then when my kids saw them, they fell in love with them and they wanted them for their teachers. So, the week before last was Teacher Appreciation Week here at our school district in North Carolina. I think it was kind of everywhere. And so I made them on the last day I spent, because they didn't tell me they wanted them until like Thursday. And that's when they told me Wednesday, I guess. And I started them on Thursday. I started them on Wednesday night, and then I had to take my youngest to therapy. She has 3 therapies back to back on Thursdays. So I had to take her to do that, and I didn't get to finish them until late that night. So they were already in bed, and I had them sitting on the dining room table, and they took them in to their teachers, and their teachers were surprised, and I think they liked them. They said they liked them. So, and you know, this is just something different than the cups and stuff, because I think teachers probably have a whole boatload of cups. So this is just more, you know, this is personalized, and I really like it. So this one is actually for an order that got placed also. I'm going to kind of paint up a bunch of these, I think. I've got 3 or 4 more cut already, and then I'm going to paint all of them. That way all I have to do when I'm ready is add the decal. I just got paint everywhere. Add the decal of their name. And some people don't just use the vinyl. They use a stencil vinyl, and then they paint the name on. I've just been using vinyl. You can do it either way. It's totally up to you, however you feel comfortable. There we go. Now, I'm gonna let this dry a little bit. Sometimes to help it speed up, I will use the heat gun, but I'm not gonna do that this time. This time I'm just gonna go and paint the yellow, I think, on that side. And again, this one is apple barrel in bright yellow. This is all from Walmart. I don't recall how much they were or anything like that, but it's all from Walmart, and I don't really think it's that expensive. I'm gonna put this on this paper plate also. It's better to have it on the paper plate than to have it somewhere else. And I'm actually gonna flip this time. And I'm just gonna start painting. I hope you guys can see it okay. Now this usually requires 2 coats. I don't put any more than 2 coats on it. I never have anyway. Now if it required more, I would. But sorry, but so far it hasn't required more than 2. I don't know about anybody else, but right now I'm fighting some major allergies. I work out of my sunroom, and it has this little air conditioner because it was like an afterthought. My house was built in the 60s, and this was like an afterthought, this room. So they put a little air conditioner in it like you would see in like a hotel. And it's really loud when it kicks on and off. But I have the fan going, so it's not kicking on as much as it usually does. So right here, you just, when you get down to the, like the, where the point where it would be sharpened, you just want to be careful because you don't want to go past that blue tape. And again, y'all, I'm not a painter. I'm far from it. I do my best, and I just go through like this when I get to this point. That way I don't accidentally go over the paint. And then I blend it in like this, so you can't see that stroke going across. Sorry it's been a little bit since I was able to record. Had to do dinner and stuff for the kids. So unfortunately there's a little bit of light coming from my thing I'm holding, my little bit of shadow coming from that. I am going to now do the silver part. And to do the silver part, I just take my painter's tape and I put it over the top of the pink right around the edge. And I'm actually going to start this way, I think. And just get that right on the edge. You don't want it to go over the pink, but you don't want it to not cover the portion either. So we're going to try that. And then we're going to come this way. And sometimes what I have to do is just get out enough tape to cover. And kind of start over a little bit. So let's see. And this gives you that nice line for your silver. And I didn't have quite enough. I thought I did. So I'll just go ahead and piece that together right there. Just a little section here. All right, and then we're gonna do the same with this guy. I think this one is gonna be okay. Yeah, there we go, that's plenty. So now we're gonna take our gray, and this is Timeless Gray by Apple Barrel. Some people use like a metallic color. This is what I had on hand when I started doing these, so this is what I've been using, and it works perfectly. So I'm gonna continue using that, and I'm gonna stick my gloves back on here. Can take up the tape, and this one was kind of weird, remember, because that, I guess it's all gonna come off as one there. And there we go. We had a little bit of like, I guess, bleeding into the pink with the gray, so I'm just gonna kind of try and scrape that off with the knife here. And then I may go back in and try and fix it with the pink. But let's see if we can get this off and see what the yellow looks like. And kind of the same, we had a little bit of bleeding. So I will go in with some yellow and just kind of touch these areas up a little bit. And I'll do the same thing with the pink. I'll just touch those up a little bit. And it looks like right there. I'm actually going to do it with this one. I think I used the yellow on this before, but I'm going to do this because I don't have a whole lot to touch up on the pink. Okay, I don't think that one needs a second coat. I think that one looks pretty good. There's a little bit of yellow still there. So down here was where we kind of messed up on the pink, and you can't really see any more pink. We messed up. I messed up on the pink when I stuck it down there. So I think that we're gonna make this side. We're gonna put the name on this side, and then this will be the back of the sign. So let's head on over to the computer so we can get the name put on here, and then we can take our sign and we can polyacrylic it. I do that after I put the vinyl on. I don't know that you have to, but that's just how I do it. So let's head on over to the computer, get the sign printed, or the wording printed, and we'll come back over and apply it. Okay guys, here we are in Cricut Design Space, and I already have this done, so we're going to go up to My Projects. Takes a little bit of time sometimes, and we're going to go into the pencil sign. We're going to customize it. And I already know that my usable space on my sign is approximately 11 inches. You don't really want to go past 11 inches. The height, or the height for that is about 1.165. We are going to go ahead here, and I'm going to duplicate this one because the customer actually wants this font right here. So we're going to hide this one, and we're going to hide this one, and we're going to work with this one. And our name is, let's see, what is the name? Okay, so the name for this one is Martin. The Mrs. is still the same, and we're going to use that, and we're going to extend it a little bit. We're probably going to try to do like an 8 and see where that puts our height. That puts our height at 1.3, so we know that's good. We may even try for a 9, and I think that'll do. And then we want to, after we do this, I always save my projects before I go into cut them, because I've lost so many that I don't like that. So we're going to go into Make It. And here is where we will be on the mat. And I'm going to cut some black vinyl, just regular black permanent vinyl. This is Starcraft vinyl. I'm going to go ahead and cut that and put it in the Cricut. Let the Cricut do its thing, and I will meet you guys back over at the table when it's ready to weed. Okay, so here we are back over here at the table, and we're going to go ahead and weed this real quick. Hopefully my battery doesn't die. Mid-weed, rather. And I love this vinyl. This is Starcraft vinyl, like I said before. Permanent adhesive. and it weeds so easily. And now we're just gonna take out the center of the A, and then we're gonna get some transfer tape. I did not already have some that was undone, so I had to get some new. I think I forgot my squeegee over there, but I think I can get it without that. So let's go ahead and cut this off. I'm going to stick that over there because I can use that for something in the future. So let's get a... Pretty sure that I can make it come like this. Yep. This is how you kind of want to pull your transfer tape off if you can, to get it to stick to the transfer tape if you can, because it usually works like a dream. All right, now let's see about getting this kind of in the middle and lined up. We did it, let me see there. So I think this right here is pretty good, I'm gonna say. You just kind of lay it down. I don't want to stick it just yet. I'm just going to stick the corners down and look at it this way. And I think that it looks good right there. So what we're going to do now is, actually, I don't really like that. Let's try this one. Let's try something else here. I'm gonna move it down just a hair. There we go. Just like that, I think. Yes. So now we're just gonna stick it down. Just gonna kind of rub it. I don't have my brayer over here or my squeegee. So I'm just gonna use my hands and kind of go over every letter. And then we're going to pull this transfer tape off. See if we're sticking. So far, so good. And then since I didn't go over the Mrs. part, I'm just going to kind of do that now. I'm going to, just to make sure all those letters are good and stuck down. Okay. And I can save this for later. I can usually get a couple or 3 signs out of one. So I just kind of stick it to my tables. Now what we're going to do is we're going to polyacrylic this and let it sit for overnight, and then I can package it tomorrow and send it off. And the polyacrylic that I use is this right here. It's just Minwax water-based polyacrylic, clear satin, and let's see if I can get this shaken up real quick. And then I'll show you. I don't have any screwdrivers out here, so my scissors get used for just about everything. And then I'm gonna run and grab a brush real quick, because I don't think I have one over here. So give me just a second to get a brush. And for my polyacrylic, I just use these foam brushes that you can get at Dollar Tree. I am going to, I'll do the front side here, and I don't use very much because all we're really trying to do is give it a little bit of protection, give it a little bit of shine. So I just put a really thin layer on. Some people don't do this at all, which is totally fine. It's completely up to you if you want to do it or if you don't want to do it. All right, now that all that is dry, we're gonna take some twine. I think I just got this from the dollar store. I honestly need to get a little bit better twine than this, but either way, it turns out super cute. I'm gonna try to do this so you guys can see. So I just start, I wanna leave enough so that I can tie a bow right up here at the top. So I'm gonna do about 3 or 4 runs because I think it looks cute the more you do. There's 3, and here is 4. So I'm gonna bring this stuff down here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tie it right up here. I gotta get it facing the correct way. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. Makes it a little easier to work with. I'm gonna put that right there. Let's change this up just a little bit because I have enough. It's in the wrong spots. And then it looks like this. And there's our finished product. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And if you haven't, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And all my other social medias I will have down below. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching.